Hey, what's going on, everybody? BDO 44 coming at you with another video. All right, so Philadelphia 76ers halftime, 56-44, I believe it's the score, against the Miami Heat in Miami. And, the Miami Heat have found a three-point shot. What we were saying we needed to see from them basically was them uh, guarding the perimeter better and, of course, hitting their threes at home. And you're seeing that. Max Strus has gotten it going from behind the arc. PJ Tucker's doing some good things there. Um, You know, Jimmy Butler got off to a nice start, so Miami's able to put the points up necessary. Meanwhile, Philadelphia is kind of just—they're really having a tough night on the road. Um, there needs to be more Tyrese Maxey going on. He's a one for at this moment. He's not involved enough. It's too much James Harden shooting, not enough Tyrese Maxey shooting. But James Harden is pacing himself well. The thing about the Philadelphia 76ers is the spread has been about 15 points a good portion of the time, but they found themselves an opportunity to hit big shots to keep it from blowing open. You know, every time they need a shot to keep it hovering around the 12 range, hovering around the 14 range, they hit a shot. It never gets higher than that. So that's a good sign. You know, Phillies, for all that they have their struggles, um, Danny Green still got it going. He's shooting well. Um, and so that's really where it stops. Basically, they just need to get more out of everyone else. Um, Miami's also controlling the glass, particularly the offensive boards. They need to push them off that glass if they're going to have any success in this game. A lot of it has to do with Joel Embiid. Kind of had got hit in the face. Dwayne Dedman kind of swiped at him as he was pulling down a rebound, and the ball itself was what Dedman's hand connected with, but he pushed the ball back into Joel Embiid's face, and we know he's dealing with the orbital fracture. So that was really painful for him, and I think you got to give him all the credit in the world for duking it out. But I think um, he's laboring on it. He's mindful of it, and I think it's coupled with trying to keep from staying in foul trouble. It's kind of kept him from being aggressive defensively and on the glass. So they're going to need to find a way to make up for that if that continues. Um, so that's one thing. Victor Oladipo's number was called in this first half. He's having a pretty good game to start. So Miami's just on top of things. You know, I said I want to see Bam Adebayo win the matchup between himself and Joel Embiid tonight because I think with Joel being hobbled and having all this to consider, it's an opportunity at home for Bam Adebayo to win the matchup. He hasn't been scoring as much as you want to see him score, even though he has ridiculous defensive duties. With Joel being a little hobbled, one would think he'd be able to dedicate a little more time to the offensive end. So that's what we want to see Bam do, and he's doing that thus far. He's winning that matchup through a half of play. So if that continues, I expect the Miami Heat to go ahead and just take a 3-1, 3-2 lead on this series. I think it's 3-2. 3-2, right? Yeah. So, the one thing that you want to see from Philadelphia is to just get Maxey going. Do not allow Maxey to stay cold in this game. You don't have a chance if that happens. James Harden is doing a great job, like I said, being aggressive. Some of his shots are falling. He's not having a horrible game or anything, but I need that to be Tyrese Maxey at this point. Also, Tobias Harris has to get on the scoring column. He hasn't had his greatest couple of games for his standards after having a good start to these playoffs. So if they're going to have success, they need him to be good to go. Max Strus needs to be mentioned as well. His three-point shooting is really falling in this game, and he's rebounding. He's crashing the glass hard, and his rebounding efforts are a big reason why they're up as well over there in Miami. So that's what it is. You're seeing Miami players finding comfort in the home court, and Philadelphia having struggles on the road. It's not much deeper than that. I think if this game was being played in Philly, you'd see the opposite effect. And that's just the flaw of these teams. You know, their games don't travel like it should. Both of these teams, it just doesn't. Their role players play significantly worse on the road. So, I guess obviously that favors Miami, given the fact that they have home court advantage at this point. So, Philly's going to have to get it together. It starts with clamping down on the defensive end. Their defense has been discombobulated. They look like they're playing 4-on-5 defensively out there. And that's contributed to what has gone wrong. Miami's getting to their spots pretty easily. Like I said, they're cleaning up the glass, getting second chance points. All of that needs to cease if Philadelphia is going to win this game. So that's where we're at, man. They're pushing them around. They're the healthier team. They don't have Kyle Lowry tonight, which I think is a plus for Miami, because what they've done is try to incorporate him into this situation for the last 2 games. He's been cold, et cetera, et cetera. With him being out of the lineup, they moved back to the lineup that they had before they started losing in this series, and now they're back to being ahead. So I do believe that is directly correlated as well. So that's what I got to say about that. And just in general, you want to see more assists out of the Philadelphia 76ers as well. They only have 8 as a team. That's on James Harden, in my opinion, and Tyrese Maxey, the 2 guards, and make sure that they're looking for one another and looking for others on that team. More team ball, more cohesiveness, and it starts with more sturdy play defensively. And within that, of course, it starts with the glass. So that's what I got to say, man. Enjoying this game thus far. BDF 44. Thank you all for watching.